Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm here for Empire Season 2, Episode 7. So I get back into it. I got my little wrap on. Usually, when I got my wraps on, my hair ain't dead. I do something to it. But I thought this looked kind of cute. I never wrapped it like this, so I said, try something new. So anyway, this episode was a little bit blah to me. Like, it was boring. But, I'll get into I guess the semi-interesting stuff that happened tonight. Not really much interesting happened, but leaving off from last week, the guy, I think his name is Laz. I'm still gonna call him Sandino. He's Sandino to me. So he's basically, I feel like, messing with Cookie's head and trying to get her off her game so that he could swoop in and take whatever it is from her as far as Lion Dynasty goes. So, first of all, he had her, they were in the bedroom for 3 days straight, just having sex and talking, but mostly having sex. So I'm like, So he goes and he meets out with one of the guys that kidnapped Hakeem. And the guy's like, well, this is about money. This is not about booty. And he's like, don't worry about what I'm doing. We'll get the money 10 times over or whatever. Basically, I just feel like it's all a setup. Like, he's setting up Cookie naturally. So, Hakeem and Cookie did like this little mini cookies cookout thing where they showcased, because Laz had, well, Sandino had brought to her attention, like, a little like miniature concert or whatever for promo. So Cookie got the idea, yeah, I want to do this for Lion Dynasty. This would be huge, but I want to do it my way. I want it to be a cookout. What else? They just gelled off of each other with the ideas. So to give people a sample of what was to come for the cookout, Cookie and Hakeem had this little mini concert at Lion Dynasty showcasing Mirage et Trois. So while the girls are performing, one of the other girls, I think her name was Carmen, she like bumped Laura out the way, and I think Laura's the lead. And Cookie is like, I feel like Carmen has more personality than Laura, so maybe she should be bumped to lead. And Hakeem is like, well, Laura's got the voice or whatever. So Cookie is basically trying to do what's right for image. And Hakeem sees it as, no, give her a chance. I think she has what it takes. So Hakeem spends the next, few days or weeks or whatever, basically trying to groom Laura into having a more sexier, edgier side. So he got Tiana to help. He got like a little photo shoot. He wanted to take little pictures and whatnot. And even at one point he took her somewhere like in like the New York, like in the area like of New York, like on the street, and she performed I Will Survive in Spanish, and she got the crowd's attention. So I was like, go ahead, little Selena's, because, she didn't sound like Selena to me, but just like her movements and whatnot were kind of reminiscent of Selena, just a little bit, not a lot. Nobody could do it like Selena, of course. So, while all of this is going on, Cookie is still looking for a venue for, her cookout. And, Sandino is telling her, giving her different ideas. And, he said Fort Greene, he said Central Park. And when he said Fort Greene, Cookie said Fort Greene is too bougie. I'm like, Fort Greene is bougie? I don't live far from Fort Greene. I don't think Fort Greene is bougie. Unless I missed something. It's up and coming. Gentrification. But, Fort Greene doesn't seem bougie to me, unless we're not talking about the same Fort Greene. But anyway, he finally said some place called Rocksteady Park. So when he told her who she would have to speak to in order to get the venue, it's the same guys that kidnapped Hakeem. the same guys that he's down with. So I was like, that's a setup, because those are his people, and those are the same people who did what they did to Hakeem last week. So she's like, why would I do any business with them after what they did to my son? And he's like, well, I know, that's a touchy situation. I know what they did to your son, but this is about business. It's not about personal. So she met up with the guys, and, it was a little bit of tension, but I guess they basically agreed upon something. So when they were in the meeting, Hakeem came in. Everybody got their guns drawn and all this other craziness. But after everything settled down, Hakeem is warning her, like, Ma, I don't trust them, and I don't trust that dude that you with. And, Cookie's like, you don't even know him, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, just be careful, because he seems a little, side-eye-ish. And I'm like, yeah, Cookie, dude is playing you for a fiddle. He's trying to take your mind, he's trying to take your mind off of your hustle. He's a distraction. So, and you can already see it. His plan is to take Cookie down. Like, I predict that towards the end of the season, he's going to try and take Cookie down. Lucius is going to have to help her, and that's going to have them come together as a family. Because something ain't right. Something ain't right with this. The dude is down with the people that kidnapped your child. Okay. So, basically, Lucius is trying to get Frida, like, the boom, 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 boom song. He's trying to get that more, powerful. Like, right now it's like subpar, and he's trying to get Frida to feel it, and he just feels like something is missing in the song. So he was trying to, like, merge together with some other guy. I think it was called Streamline, something like that. Some I guess it was like another company or something, like another way for him to get Empire with it. And he knocked the dude out. The dude was in the gym boxing, and he knocked the dude out or whatever. And then basically, when the guy was in the hospital, he was on a morphine drip, for pain and whatnot. And they're sitting there negotiating. Mimi is on the other side of the bed pressing the button for more morphine to come in. And Lucius basically, bribed the guy into doing business with him. And I'm like, these two are a problem. Their partnership is just a hot mess. So, at some point, Lucius and Mimi are at, I think, a club or something in VIP, and he sees a bunch of girls or whatever, and, he points to one. He tells Mimi, I want the one in the green, and Mimi is like, oh, her name is April, and he's like, oh, spring is here, or something like that, and I'm like, this is a mess. So, basically, long story short, him and Mimi was going to have a threesome with the girl. But, Mimi was drunk, high, whatever, out her mind. They go to have the threesome. Now, this was mad awkward, because this looked like a senior citizens type threesome. And, I mean, it looked like two pedophiles and a little girl. Well, not little, but, she was younger than Lucius and Mimi. So he went to open her leg, and she had like a tattoo of a gun on her inner thigh. So that did something to Lucius. He went into the studio. It was like 4 a.m, according to Frida. He went into the studio again with Frida. No, he went and he got a gun from his drawer. And it brought back a flashback of his mom, because early on in the episode, he was burying shell casings. And then, his mother was frantically looking around the house for her bullets. And then when she found it, she pulled out her gun, put it to her head, and she kept saying, boom, boom, boom. So I think that's where he got the boom, 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 boom song from. And he pulled out the gun. Him and Frida got on that record, and they killed it. I mean, Terrence Howard, his rap skills is a little weird, but it's like a good weird to me. I mean, everybody else didn't like it, but to me, his rap skills is like a little weird, but he did kill his verse on that song. Him and Frida together, them together on that song was crazy. And he had the gun. The gun was like the added sound effects. So now when you hear boom, 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 you hear boom, 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 boom. And then when you hear bang, 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 you hear gunshots. And I'm like, okay, see, that's what he was missing. And that's why this song is so important to him. So, it basically ended on that note. But also, Andre was basically fighting like his own demons or whatever, because you know he got saved. So he's trying to, like, I guess get a deal or something from the mayor, and the mayor is the same woman that he had sex with last season to get what he wanted. But he doesn't want to go down that route anymore because, again, he's saved and he's trying to stay, you know, on straight and narrow. So he spoke to his pastor, and his pastor was just basically like telling him, from what it sounded like to me, he was basically telling him, you know, do what you got to do to get what you want. And, you know, I'm like, okay, whatever. So he goes and he meets up with the mayor. The mayor's trying to, you know, seduce him yet again. And he's like, basically, you know, if you don't do this for me, I'm going to use this against you, which is, I guess, like old footage of him and her having sex. So if she doesn't do what he wants her to, he's going to blackmail her. And I'm like, well, you smart in that aspect, but still, Lucius don't respect you. Lucius does not care about your position at Empire. Like, you're just yet another pawn. So, also, Jamal and Cookie are like secretly working together, and you know, Cookie went out. While Cookie was laid up with Sandino, Jamal was texting her and asking her about the song that he was recording, and she was telling him what he needs to put on the song and what he needs to take out. So they met up and then they got in the studio to try and like re-record it, but Hakeem walked in. So I guess Cookie doesn't want Hakeem nor Lucius to know that you know, her and Jamal are working together. So it basically looked like Cookie was cheating on Hakeem with Jamal, and I'm like, this is just a mess. And then when Hakeem saw her, Hakeem was like, what you doing walking around here looking on walk of shame and whatnot? I'm like, yo, I can't. But, you know, like, that was basically the episode. Like, this was like pretty much a boring episode, but I mean, that's like the most interesting that happened. But next week look like it's gonna be crazy because Frida disses Hakeem and basically challenges him. So he challenged her to like a rap battle, like a cypher type thing. So I guess it's gonna be winner takes all or something like that. I don't know, but it look like it's gonna be a good ass battle, and I can't wait to see, because, you know, Frida, everybody call her Fantasia Loaf, you know, but she got bars. She do kind of sound like dudeish, but she got bars. But anyway, yeah, it looked like it's gonna be a good episode, and I can't wait to see it. Like, but this episode pretty much like dragged. It was boring. This was like the most boring episode out of the series to me, but you know, I like Empire, so I'll be watching next week. So, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend, and I'll see you next video. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, because I do like feedback, you know, positive, negative feedback, as long as it's respectful. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but as long as it's respectful, I'll take it. It's no problem. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Later.